Welcome back to Let's Play. Last time I was talking about how this game tries to deal with bounded narratives, tries to complicate perhaps what is usually told as uncomplicated stories. Oh hey, I can see myself on this map. That's pretty neat. I talked to you before. You're the one with the dead husband? I want to say it was. How do I get in there? Gotta get in there. It's poison. What did that even do for me? What did that do? Why did I poison the water? Right, control, whatever. No good. Oh. Dead fish? Nova feels a presence inside these fish bones. An opportunity for connection with her nanospark. Homecoming Isle. Is that... Was that because of the... No, that wasn't there before. Did I just not try to talk to the fish? Yeah, so I was talking about how it tries to complicate things by sort of setting up a premise, complicating that premise, and then with each sort of subsequent sort of card, setting up something and then complicating it. So nothing there. Yeah, I'll be fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. There's just a lot of squishies around here. Yeah. So I think hi. Imago. For years I lived as a human, leaving my life behind as a fish. The opportunity to live a life on land was tempting, but what did I leave behind? When I returned to the ocean, my mother, my schoolmates, my siblings were all gone. Time passed so fast. How easy it was to forget my origins, the place that spawned me. All I can hope for now is peaceful passage into the afterlife. Yes, yes. Thank you for finding me here. You see this even with the brief glimpse we get of that one woman who was saying, "I wish I like why do I why must I sort of pray for family members who have passed? Why must I be the one to sort of why do I sort of framing it as why do I take care of them and not other people who have passed, since they there's also been friends and mentors and many others who made her into the person she became. Like that sort of raises, I would say it sort of raises the premise of so I'm just outlining this island meticulously. It utilizes the premise of sort of a like, oh, why do we have obligations to our family, but it further complicates that with the notion of not necessarily that family doesn't make us who we are, or not necessarily that family isn't important, but that for one, family in part makes us who we are, but there are also more than just sort of direct family who make us who we are. Mago, I lived between two worlds, how tragic. And yet, I must not wallow in my individual sadness. Many of us live between two worlds. Why are we forced to do so? What controls the pastel horizon and delineates the ways of living? Interesting. Let's see if I can find that character I'm talking about again. I think it was this one. Did not? wasn't you. I have my boat back. Oh, please. Please, boat. Work with me. Another card. Interesting. Huh. Well, I think I know where that other person was. They were south, right? If I can't find them, then I'll still just sort of talk about them. So, a piece of media that I you know, first sort of helped me develop these thoughts was actually Black Panther. Year after year, I come here to pay respects to my buried ancestors, but why do I have to go through such effort? Even if they raised me, there were whole communities and friend groups behind my growth, the arc of my life. I want to value that as well. It's not saying I don't want to value the other thing. It's the first step of the complication. But then also sort of asking these questions of why don't we, and sort of implying questions of how can we. I think that's one of the sort of really cool pieces of this game too, is sort of the ways in which it is subtle about its implications. It's not asking just friends also make me who I am, how can we also honor them? But it is again more subtle in the implications that of asking, in a sense, why don't we? What if can I not just walk over there? I'm gonna try to hop on. All aboard. See if it works. I can get off here, just don't stay too long. Okay, that's nice of you. Why didn't they let me last time? Wild ghost, nothing matters, I'm so inferior. Pathetic, worthless. I destroyed him, and then I destroyed myself. Pathetic. That was all I was good for. Interesting. I got the blue lock. Oh, it's a tri-lock collar. Deep in the city outskirts, down a long road and a building for the elderly, alone in total silence, I saw the fog descend on the autumn forest. Interesting. Snuffed out. My life disappeared in a flash. Tiptoeing through the afterlife, I gazed not in rage on my murderer, but with the hope of abolishing violence's roots. Card. There it is. What if a person dies under unusual circumstances? No family, chosen, or birth? No one to remember their name? Is he chosen? I think part of the implication here is sort of adoptive, but you know, I'll say formally adoptive. But who's to say that it has to be formally adoptive? Who's to say that it can't be chosen otherwise? Or they had their emotions twisted, poisoned by those profiting off their despair, setting them down a road of self-destruction and isolation, having bought into simple answers to complex problems. Or if they're played a poor hand, doomed to be crushed under the heel of an uncaring system, slipping through the cracks, dying alone, forgotten. Or they faded away, alone, their whereabouts unknown. When that happens, they will wander the pastel horizon, lost in their thoughts, without the prayers of earthly connections able to reach them. They become wild ghosts. Someone needs to take care of them. This bridge, a ghost bridge, guides these wild ghosts to a place where they can find healing and community. I've been working forever. I can imagine a world where I retire, but until that happens, I will remain here to do my work. You wish to cross the bridge? Nova, you are no wild ghost. You have some purpose, some kind of support. Finish it. Whatever it may be. Value your connections, Nova. When you die, it would be sad to meet you here. Endless horizon. That pink color. I'm sorry I couldn't stay with you at all. That I'm at the bottom of the ocean. In the end, I'm okay, I think. See this? This is a nice wrap-up. Maybe being a little bit more explicit about some of the questions, but I think in a way that doesn't devalue what I was saying previously. I think there's still implications, and the fact that these are questions not answered. So I think it's time to drop off the dust in the cards. Let's as a famous plumber, not of souls but of pipes, says, allow us to go. Where do I, no, it's this way. And is it this, no? Well, that's the way that I came in, because that's to the shore. And this says to the not the shore. It was a different thing, but I forgot to reread it. I understand it's north. Oh, this does lead to here. All right. Up. Started driving backwards because I hit the wrong button. Then I panicked. Well, I like this angle. This is a pretty nice angle. Oh, we have to hear the sad music now. Can I get that angle back? There we go. No, that wasn't quite it. The angle that I had this sense of both sort of proximity as well as sort of forward momentum. Yep. Let's go all the way down. Nova presses the console, it lights up in words, next stop, city center, cenote. My guess is that a couple more cards I may be missing, but who can say? Wait, there was a card that I got that I didn't read, wasn't there? It was. Bridge builder. What do I do now that the bridge is complete? Ghost Bridge is never complete. I build as a way of living, knowing that perhaps the work extends beyond my life. Deposit that dust. Does this fill it up? It does. Thank you for depositing dust. No problem. Now let's upgrade it so I can deposit the rest of it. Wonderful, Nova. You have enough cards to upgrade the dust prism. Let us begin the upgrade process. I wonder what further dust will be cleared, right? Because it's not like I'm waiting for a... Congratulations, Nova. You have reinforced the dust prism and increased its capacity by 50 units. Continue the good work. I think it'll still be... Oh, hey, see, visionary. Nova, have you been enjoying the enhanced experience of the Meta Clean framework? I see you're progressing well through a newly unlocked desert region. Now then, I think it's time we talked about our end game. Please, allow me, Visionary. I believe I'm the one to broach this subject with the appropriate dignity. Nano Cleaner Nova, already in your brief existence, you have traversed the breadth of Theland's habitable regions and beyond. Soon your path will take you to still farther reaches of this strange and beautiful world. What a gift it is to explore this world. What a wonder to inhabit it. And yet, the fundamental problem of Theland, it must be clear to you by now. Dust. Decay, the inexorable creep of corruption and depravity that leads always to pain. We are created by the center. We should exist as glorious works of art. And yet we are made of dust, and from our first breath we begin to crumble back. We lose our innocence and turn to vile and selfish habits. Lust, gluttony, anger are every vulgar thought a stain upon the creative integrity of the center's vision. Oh, I can never remember the which one was Hobbes and which one was who's the guy that's always not compared to Hobbes, but compared against Hobbes. And yet, there's still hope. When the graduated prism is fully upgraded and the final shipment of dust is sent, your purpose will be fulfilled. The Anodyne. For once I must admit, that was beautifully spoken. Oh, whoop, wrong voice. For once I must admit, that was beautifully spoken, Psalmist. You see, Nova, the Anodyne is a pivotal moment at which the center and New the Land fully reunite. It is a singularity at which the center's network of influence expands into a fully self-sustaining regeneration of the center's creative intent. Do you see what this means, Nova? Your continuous toil in fighting the rise of dust? The ravenous hunger of our souls which reality cannot sate? The promise of death and loss which haunt the brightest moments of our weary lives? When the Anodyne is at hand, these nightmares will fade into the truest dreams of each inhabitant of New the Land. Can you taste it? Perfect communion. And perfect efficiency. Infinite energy formed via a transcendentally wasteless system. Everything has led you to this point, Nova. Go now and bring about the Anodyne. That's some spooky stuff. Luckily we got a little bit of time before we get there, right? I think our, I'm gonna do to close this out is do these go anywhere? I feel like they should go places. Oh, I missed the door. I'm gonna head up, and both up, all the way up, and see via the map what places still have cards. It seems like there's still a card. Okay, yeah. Well, we'll explore those. I'll get back to Anodyne next time on Let's Play. I think we'll go for the one that's not the cat first. That makes sense. Goodbye.